is my slam time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my slam time. Gonna mess up your whole mind. This is my slam time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my slam time. Gonna mess up your whole mind.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the EWA 2K23 roster reveal. I am joined by the brains behind Raymond Jean-Baptiste, or RJB. How's it going?
It's going good. How about you?
Yeah, not so bad, not so bad. So you've seen what we do here. We're gonna have a look at RJB and talk us through why he exists, because you are the reason he exists. So you can talk us through sort of like the thought process of various decisions and like if he's changed over the years, detail that and what have you. It's just like a little bit of a introduce the audience to this character, because some people watching might not know anything about him. So start at the basics kind of thing. So yeah, first things first, RJB, Raymond Jean-Baptiste. It's quite an interesting long name. Where does it come from? Is there an origin? Is it just something you liked? Like, where does he come from?
So basically, he's supposed to be a guy from New Orleans, and
I see that.
I was trying, yeah, all with the colors and everything.
Yep.
I was trying to figure out a good French name.
Yeah. There's a lot of
I-
French influence in that name. Yeah, absolutely. Can see that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I kind of randomly picked three names and then tried to get them together, and then I finally came up with Raymond Jean-Baptiste.
Yeah.
And as soon as I found that, I was like, "That's perfect." So, and plus RJB just it flows really good.
Yeah. Some initials you kind of stumble over, whereas RJB just sort of flows into the next letter nicely. So yeah, exactly. So any particular reason you settled on wanting to create a New Orleans guy? Is it like just the atmosphere, like the sort of the Mardi Gras sort of thing, or tell everyone about why you like New Orleans? I love New Orleans.
Yeah, I was actually born there, so that's the main reason why I chose him. Just so I can kind of bring a little bit of home to wrestling. But yeah, that's why he's decorated in purple, green, and yellow, is because he's a party man, loves Mardi Gras,
Yep.
but he also just wants to party for himself.
Yeah.
If that makes any, it makes any sense, because he's not there to really entertain people. He's just there to entertain himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the sort of the mentality, as long as I laugh at my own joke, it's a funny joke. It doesn't matter if anyone
Yep.
else does. Fair enough. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it definitely screams New Orleans, because we have a couple of other guys that we've introduced to the roster who wear purple and green, but it's a different purple and a different green, and I think the choice of exactly the shade of purple does really immediately remind me. I've been to New Orleans twice for the 2 WrestleManias that were there, and immediately when I see RJB, I do just think of New Orleans, because it's distinctive, isn't it, in its color scheme. So yeah, talk us through any decisions, like why he looks how he looks. I think a lot of it does just refer back to the sort of the party spirit. He's got tassels, he's got shiny pants, which is very Mardi Gras, being all shiny and standing out and what have you. But yeah, just any like little details you wanna go through, really.
Yeah, so I did want to make sure I kind of gave a little bit of shiny pants, because I mean, every time you go down there for Mardi Gras, you nearly see somebody with some kind of shiny pants.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I was thinking about putting beads on them, but I kind of like the necklace anyways. Yeah, because I don't know, that necklace always stuck out to me for over the WWE games, and then the tassels that are around his wrist. I don't know. It feels like kind of like a luchador. How like how Dominic Mysterio had it to where he just had it around his pants.
Yeah.
I wanted to give him a little bit of a high flyer feel because he is a high flyer.
Yeah.
So kind of added a little bit of a luchador feel, and then the belt is actually new.
I thought it might be a weightlifting belt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So yeah, I figured give that a try, and I actually liked it a lot, especially like the little shadow behind RJB, kind of giving it a 3D feel. But yeah, he always wears the little tapes around his fingers as well because I don't know, it's just it looks really cool and protects his knuckles as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like how the wrist tape is asymmetrical, so you got all three sort of key colors on his arms, because that's obviously, you know, a theme of him is just being color coordinated with where he's from. So getting and we've talked about in previous episodes of this. I'm just a fan of asymmetry, so the fact that his wrist tape is different colors just stands out to me. I just like it in a wrestling attire. Hair and beard. Any reason why he's like? Because he's got a lot of hair going on. Because if you turn him again, he's got. It looks like he's got a lot of hair, and then bam, there's that ponytail as well. That's a lot of hair. That he's never had a haircut. That's a lot.
Yeah. Um, I actually have. Well, I used to have long hair. I kind of have long-ish hair now, so I've always kind of liked the style of a long hair. And I came across this hair, I think last game, and like it just stuck out to me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. Um, so whenever I created him in this one, I was like, I need the ponytail, long two strands down his shoulder, and then the long ponytail in the back. I just like the look, and it fits him very well, and especially the short beard as well.
Yeah. Have there been any sort of tell everyone about like when RJB became a thing in in EWA, or even like some of our guys predate their time in EWA. Like tell everyone about that, and what changes maybe you've had to make over the years or decided to make over the years. Based on things being taken out of games, maybe, where you lose the ability to do the same thing with your guy, in terms of luck, or it might be something new gets added and you're like, yep, I want that. Has there been any major sort of things like that with RJB? Or has it stayed pretty much the same?
He kind of stayed the same. I
Yeah.
mean, his pants and the wrist tape is kind of new,
Mm.
especially the weight belt as well.
Yep.
But I came up with him last game. I actually had another one, Sam Knight, that I was using, but he he was still sticking to me, but he wasn't like popping out to me to where I was getting on like, oh, let me play as Sam Knight. But as soon as I created RJB and I put a little bit of the New Orleans into him,
Mm.
that's whenever I was like, oh yeah, I get to hop on, I get to play as RJB. It's exciting. I'm
Yeah.
into it. Um,
Well, they say, don't they, in regard to like wrestling, that the best characters are when it's just you kind of turned up to 11. So like the fact that you've got that connection now, like maybe does just help with that.
yes, it does for sure. It does feel like I turned it up to 11 with RJB.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look what he wears to come to the ring. Yeah, and there's a lot of extra bits. There's a hat, there's glasses on the hat. There's obviously the chest plate thing. There's a lot added. He's got extra tassels as well, I've noticed, around his arms. He put some work into his entrance attire as well. Talk us through any decisions you made.
Yeah, so I was trying to look for something. The hat was more like a voodoo feel, kind of
Mm.
brings a little bit of New Orleans.
Yep.
So that's why he's got the top hat. And then the chest piece, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, and that kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. Cool.
Plus, I just needed something flashy, something that you don't really see as often and just some kind of thing that will stand out above basically anybody else. And that was the first thing I saw.
Yeah, yeah. Dragon Ball Z goes to New Orleans. Goes to Mardi Gras.
Yep.
And the glasses, fun little tidbit. I think when I used to have an on-screen authority figure back in maybe 2K18 or 19, I think he might have worn those glasses in a different color scheme. So yeah, good taste.
Yeah. I was trying to go for like one of those, the glasses that have like the tiny little holes in them, but they have like a graphic design on the
Yeah,
front of them.
yeah,
That's exactly what I was going for,
yeah.
because those just kind of feel party glasses.
Yeah, yeah, it really does give that vibe. He's been to all the little souvenir shops in New Orleans, and he is all decked out. Like he is like he's just well in the spirit for Mardi Gras, and he's got some extra tassels as well, because why not, eh? And repping all three
Yeah,
colors.
yeah, he definitely loves some tassels.
Mhm.
He loves everything that is dangling from his arm. He loves them.
Yep. But I think now now that he's all set up and ready to party, I think we should see the sentence of time in action.
All right.
All right, so let's see this man in action. Oh, he's got a scooter. Oh, I love it. Go on then, talk us through the entrance.
Yeah, so I wanted it was either gonna be him dancing or just him doing something crazy and bizarre. And as soon as I found out that this entrance was in here, I was like, oh nope, this is it.
Yeah. And he's obviously having a dance. That was well timed. There's a little scream from the audience, and he like looked over his shoulder, like, "Who was that?" But yeah, obviously, the eagle-eyed among us will know whose entrance this is based on. But this is very, the right vibe, isn't it? The party guy kind of having a good time before it starts being all business. So
For sure.
So is this the default lighting for the entrance, or did you choose to turn the lights down? Like, was it an advanced entrance, or?
I think it was default.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I had like copied it to like from the Superstar or whatever, but no, I kind of like the dark feel to them. But yeah, I think it was just default, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, you alluded to the fact that he's, he might be a party guy, but he's not necessarily a man of the people because of that. And I think adding that little bit of darkness to the entrance really makes people sort of question it, because I think at first glance you see a guy decked up in New Orleans colours and a big top hat and sunglasses and dancing and riding a scooter and stuff, and people are going to be like, oh yeah, this guy's going to, be a real fan favourite and play to the crowd and stuff. But there's just like a dark undertone because it's literally dark, and I think that will make people sort of question, should we be cheering for this guy? Kind of. and obviously, like you said, he's not necessarily a for the people kind of guy, and that kind of character can go both ways, can't it? Because he can be a bad guy and not care what the people think, but you can be a good guy and not care what the people think. You just happen to be fighting the bad guys at the time, so it's a lot of flexibility, but at the same time, it's sort of like he's, like you say, he's dancing to amuse himself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and especially like whenever he points to the crowd and everything, he like does a little point and then he kind of puts his hands out to the side. I envision him being like, "Oh yeah, I'm bad. Like what? What?"
Yeah. It's like, you lot are here to see me. I'm not here to see you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's very on brand, I would say, for what I know of RJB. And I'll be honest, I didn't see the scooter coming. Like, when when he first started moving around, I was like, have we got a glitch? And then I sort of saw the scooter, because he was just sort of sliding across the stage, and I was like, oh, is there a glitch with the entrance or something? Are we going to have to do a retake? But no, he's meant to be sliding around because it pans out and there's a scooter underneath him, and I was like, okay. Yeah, didn't see that coming, so I like it.
Perfect.
Love the element of surprise. But yeah, is there anything else you want to sort of talk about with regard to RJB, his entrance, or anything you've thought of about how he looks since, you know, that you didn't manage to mention before? Just, you know, while we've got you, we might as well learn as much as we can about him.
Yeah. One of the biggest things that I really like about RJB is his actually his finisher and signatures and everything. Because I actually came up with some pretty clever names.
Okay.
He has this I think it's called the UFO cutter, to where he like flings his opponent against the ropes, goes over, jumps on top of the ropes, and jumps up and does a cutter. I call that the party foul.
Okay, yeah, I get you. I like it.
And I used to have the 5-knuckle shuffle, but I actually changed it this year to the people's moonsault.
Oh yes, yeah.
And that's still gonna be the RJB shuffle.
Oh, fair enough. He just does a different shuffle now. does different dance. Fair enough. Well, brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the main two, and then the coast to coast, of course, is the windows to the walls.
Yes. Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
Little references in there and stuff. I like it. Very good. So yeah, just really fleshed out character. One of the people that we've seen so far, one of the newer additions to EWA, but really like, because like you said, you had a different character before RJB, so it's a reasonably recent change over what, the last couple of games is it now? So you know, it's still sort of new territory in a way to sort of explore what we can do with the character, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what RJB does in EWA 2K23.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
But yeah, what we'll do, I think we'll let the entrance run one more time, and people can just watch without us disturbing it. So we'll just finish up here. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this video, and subscribe so you don't miss the start of EWA 2K23, and check out all the other the other roster reveals as well, so you know who RJB will be coming up against in the near future. But yeah, unless you've got anything else to add, I'm happy with us being done here.
I am too, yeah. I've basically said everything I need to.
Awesome. Well then, like, subscribe. See you next time. Bye.